Hiya guys, I've got 6% battery and my 5-minute walk home to tell you what I thought about the new Indiana Jones film, The Dial of Destiny. Let me just pay for the tube. So, I saw it last night in a preview. It was actually a critics preview, not a influencer preview, so that was slightly different. So everyone was quite serious and chin-strokey. I was in the best seat in the IMAX at Cineworld Leicester Square, so I couldn't have had a better experience or better chance of seeing it in the best way possible. I really enjoyed the first third. I won't go too much into spoilerific territory, but they do de-age Indiana Jones or Harrison Ford to play a younger version of himself early on in the film. The CGI is on the de-aging is not that great. Like, they need to fucking sort that out before they keep writing that into scripts. But like, oh my god, it's so bright. But you know what, I just thought, well, you know, I'm actually quite enjoying this opening. It's actually quite fun. Harrison's doing a decent job of like acting young, and even if the face looks a bit hokey, so what? So I'm enjoying it. It seems like a rip-roaring adventure. I quite like the setup. The MacGuffin this time is like a time travel trinket, which I think is fair enough. But that's kind of started the problem for me, because like, first of all, I know that the MacGuffins and the trinkets in Indiana Jones films have generally been supernatural. You know, in Raiders, I've forgotten what even that was. It was something to do with religion, right? In Last Crusade, it was the Holy Grail, wasn't it? So there's always a supernatural element, but in Kingdom of Crystal Skull, I think even the alien stuff went a bit too far. For me, they've gone a bit too far again. So they've done the time travel thing, but like, this is a spoiler, and so I'm going to mark this video as spoilers. They travel in time at the end. They go back to fucking Roman times. And I'm like, look, I understand Indy's supernatural, but that's ridiculous. Like, it has to be a supernatural element as part of the real grounded Indy world, and him kind of being almost perplexed by that, really. And almost just along for the ride. I think the reason why Indy's such a good character is because he kind of doesn't want to be there in a way. Like, he's almost like a passenger. He wants to put this shit in a museum, and he's just trying to get it done, and he keeps encountering all this random shit. Well, in this one, he goes back in time, and like, he's not that shocked. Like, he's kind of all right with it. And not only that, but he wants to stay there. They go back to Roman times, and he says, oh, I want to stay in Roman times. Whether he does or he doesn't, that's not the point. The point is like, that doesn't feel like his character to me. However, the rest of the film did feel good in terms of his character. It felt like in the fights he was sufficiently not very good at fighting. I think that's really important with Indy. He can't be like Jason Bourne, you know? Like, he punches people, he bangs them on a helmet, he throws shit at them, and he's good, he gets the job done, but he can't be like a weapon. And they continued that well. Goofy, decent bits of comedy. Harrison Ford's still got good comic timing. I don't know why you would lose that in old age. I don't know why I said still. Phoebe Waller-Bridge was very good. I was worried she'd just feel like Fleabag, which I loved, but she didn't. She was great. I think the other thing for me was there was no pace to the action set pieces, and there was no variety to it. So it was just like chase scene on a bike, chase scene in a tuk-tuk, chase scene in a boat, chase scene on foot. Indiana Jones is built on chase scenes, I would say. You know, there's the famous chase scenes in the Temple of Doom on the mining cart, and there's a famous chase scene in Last Crusade on the tanks. I understand you got to have chase scenes in there, you absolutely do, and you got to have the bugs, creepy crawly scene and stuff, and I think that's really important. But for me, this was overboard. Like, the whole film is just chase to this place, then the bad guys catch up, chase to another place, chase to another place. It felt relentless, and I was just like, there's kind of no end to this chase, and it doesn't feel like there was reasonable justification for the continued chasing. And at times it didn't feel like there was justification for Indiana Jones to even be there. Like, there was one point where I was like, why is he still like continuing with this group of people? Anyway, there's no point giving too much context if you're going to go see it, but basically there was just some problems with the plot there. So all in all, decent fun in the first third, very tiresome in the last third, too much chasing, some plotting issues. Harrison Ford did as good a job as he could. Phoebe Waller-Bridge, very good. Went too far on the supernatural element. So it's the fourth best Indiana Jones film for sure. 4 out of 10, really. I think the other ones are all like 7 or 8, but I would say this one's more like a 4. See you next time.